Today I'm sharing an irresistibly easy recipe that turns a basic chocolate cake mix into a rollout, no spread, no chill chocolate cookie. These cookies are soft, chewy, and absolutely delicious. You might have a hard time believing that there are only three ingredients. Here's what you'll need to get started: 8 ounces of cream cheese softened, a fourth a cup of unsalted butter softened, and 1 box of chocolate cake mix. Any brand that you want to use will be just fine. Today I'm using a Betty Crocker cake mix, the super moist chocolate fudge, which I do really like, but I have used all different chocolate cake mixes and have even used the Great Value Walmart brand chocolate cake mix, and this recipe has turned out perfect every single time. Hey there, welcome to Trendy Mint. My name is Ashley, and this is a place where baking meets creativity. Whether you're here for cookie decorating, tips to level up your skills, or just some sweet inspiration, you're in the right spot. If you're new here and love all things baking, congratulations, you found your people. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a sprinkle of fun. And now on with the show. You'll want to make sure that your cream cheese and butter are softened but not melted. And if you're short on time or you just didn't plan ahead like I do, here is a quick tip. You can put your butter and cream cheese, I would do them separately, in the microwave and put it on defrost mode. I press defrost and then 0.1 is the lowest weight I can use. And then just keep an eye on it and make sure it doesn't melt. But if it does melt or it gets a little bit too soft, you can always just throw your dough in the fridge or the freezer for a little bit to chill it back up. First, you'll want to cream together your softened cream cheese and butter using a hand or a stand mixer. This makes sure that the ingredients are smooth and combined completely. You don't want to see any lumps of butter or cream cheese in this mixture. While we finish creaming that butter and cream cheese together, I just wanted to tell you that these roll out cookies can be iced with royal icing, buttercream, or in the picture for this video, I actually made sandwich cookies out of them using rolled buttercream. It's a chocolate rolled buttercream recipe. If you guys are interested in me sharing that chocolate rolled buttercream, if you're interested in me sharing that chocolate rolled buttercream recipe, let me know down in the comments below. I love rolled buttercream. If you're not familiar with it, it is so easy to work with. If you can play with Play-Doh and cut out shapes from Play-Doh, you can use rolled buttercream very easily. I'm just going to check this mixture and make sure it's all incorporated together and I don't see any lumps or bumps of butter or cream cheese floating around in there. And every time I stop my mixer, I just am in the habit of scraping my bowl down with a spatula just to make sure everything is getting mixed together perfectly. Then you're going to add in your chocolate cake mix. Mix on low speed until it's just combined. If you see a little bit of the cake mix not getting mixed in, don't worry. It's better to just fold in the rest by hand or put it out onto your flour counter or parchment paper and work the rest of it in by hand. You don't want to overmix the cake mix in because that is going to overmix the flour in it, which will result in a tougher texture cookie. You want them to be soft and chewy. The fun part about making these cookies is picking out what shape you're going to use to cut out your dough. For these, I kept it simple and used the scalloped edge circle and made the little petite sandwich cookies. They were delicious. But you can make sandwich cookies and use all kinds of fillings. You could use well, whipped icing, you could use regular buttercream, jams, or jelly. The possibilities are really endless. You can also use these as just like a sugar cookie base and use royal icing over the top. After you've mixed up your dough, if you think maybe it's a little bit too on the soft side to handle when you roll it out, cut out a shape, if you're not able to transfer it without it stretching, falling apart, you probably got your butter and cream cheese a little too soft. Don't worry, just put your dough in the refrigerator for maybe 10 minutes or so, or pop it in the freezer for a few minutes, and you should be good to go. You can also make this dough ahead of time and then just store it in the refrigerator. I personally would keep it in my refrigerator up to 3 days, or you can put it in the freezer and it should keep for about 3 months. Even with the cream cheese in it, I have frozen this dough and it turns out perfectly just straight from the freezer. Just let it thaw out until it's soft enough to work with, roll it out, and use it as usual. This is the way I always cut out my rollout cutout cookies. I put down parchment paper, sprinkle some flour over it, and then put my dough on top of the flour. I put a little bit of flour on top of the dough. I sprinkle my rolling pin with some flour and then roll it out. I love this rolling pin. If you've watched my other videos, you've heard me talk about it over and over, how much I love this rolling pin and the mixer you see in the video, not only because it's pink, but because it is a workhorse. That link will be down below for everything that I use. But this rolling pin is super nice because it has the size gauges on the side. So you get a perfectly rolled out cookie at just the right thickness every single time. You don't have to worry about getting your cookies too thin and them not baking evenly. These little petite cookies are a great way to make samples for your customers. With my cookie orders, I always include a car cookie. And so I included some of these cookies with some orders that I sent out and then just asked for feedback from people. People love these. And in fact, I actually made some this exact same shape for a friend of mine that had a birthday and I topped them with the chocolate rolled buttercream. I didn't make a sandwich cookie, but I used a cookie cutter stamp to stamp different designs in the rolled buttercream and then top that on top of the cookie. They were so cute and so fast to make. We're just going to go through and cut out all of this dough into these scalloped circles and put them on this cookie sheet. And you just have to space these apart like maybe a half inch or so because they really do not spread at all. Um, if after you cut them out, if you feel like maybe they are a little bit soft, you can just put your whole tray in the freezer. I've done that before for a few minutes and you should be good to go. This set of circle cookie cutters, well, this orange cookie cutter that I'm using, it came with a whole set of circle cookie cutters. One side is just a plain flat circle. The other side is a scalloped edge. I got them at Walmart, and I have to say that this is one of the sets of cookie cutters that I use all the time. It just goes to show you that you don't have to have a ton of different cookie cutters and cute little shapes to be able to make fun and cute things. I think the shape of these cookie cutters, and especially just being a sandwich cookie, and maybe because they're chocolate too, they remind me of a tractor tire. I am really showing my Kansas roots, aren't I? But they do remind me of a tractor tire, the shape of them. What do you guys think? I've also used this cookie cutter shape to make flowers, um, and those are really cute also. But I think they'd be cute for a little boy's birthday to do tractor tires or car tires with this cookie cutter shape. You want to make sure you're putting these on a completely cooled cookie sheet. You don't want to put it on a warm one that's been in the oven because as you add them to your cookie sheet, they will start cooking, and then that is a whole host of problems. So make sure your cookie sheet is room temperature. I just line it with some parchment paper. I love parchment paper. That's also below in the links. Um, and yeah, then you just put your cookies on there. Once I fill up the sheet, then I'll put it in the oven, which is preheated to 350 degrees. And I will cook these for about 8 to 10 minutes. You can tell when they're done when the top of the cookie is no longer glossy and wet looking. It will just be completely matte finish. And so then you know they're done. Take them out, leave them on the cookie sheet to completely cool before moving them. Hot cookies tear so easily. Plus, they will finish baking on the cookie sheet. So that's why you want to go ahead and take them out as soon as they are not glossy on the top because they will cook a little bit more and you don't want your cookies to get too done. I'll also be posting a video about some confetti cookies that are a rollout cookie soon. Make sure you're subscribed so that you don't miss out on that or any future baking videos. We love to bake here. So if you love baking or think you might love baking, you are in the right place. These sandwich cookies are soft, moist, and have the perfect touch of chewiness. Plus, the cream cheese added in adds a richness to the flavor profile without overpowering it. You definitely cannot pick out that cream cheese taste, but it just adds the right amount of tang. Give these cookies a try and let me know what creative fillings you'd use.